laptop, that was YouTube. I got at that critical point talking about cancer, and it shut off. That's part of you know, the witchcraft. But I'm like, fuck you, nigga. So I put it on the phone. And I have another laptop here, and I have another laptop. I got 3 laptops. Fuck you. So I'm ready. I'm telling you, when you go through this stuff enough, it makes you better, more efficient, and you prepare better. That's the lesson that I take from it, rather than go into anger or despair. Because that's what they want. That's what they want. To cause a distraction. And you have to be smarter than that. And outsmart the enemy and not let it affect you. And that's how you win. Okay. Leo. We are doing a Christmas holiday reading to make sure that there are no drama, fights, conflicts stemming from the prior cycle that just closed. Because I've been getting downloads of conflicts and problems, issues, fights, people going to jail, some people are crossing over, some people are very, very sick, some people are going to be incarcerated. There's a lot going on, and it has already started happening. So as a cautionary tale, I want you to be careful. Have eyes behind the back of your head. Be vigilant and cautious. As we enter the Christmas holidays, we have many people that can get inebriated, get drunk, and fights can break out, and God forbid, a tragedy can occur. Because I've already lost 2 family members crossed over due to karma and spell work, and it's devastating. And there'll be more casualties and others going to prison, and it's been happening with every sign. So I want to give you a warning, Leo, to be very careful and, walk with caution. Be aware of your surroundings. So I'm doing this reading for the collective of Leo just to see what lies behind closed doors or what looms behind the scenes. Okay, then we have a first grouping, please. A first grouping for the collective of Leo. The first grouping. The Wheel of Fortune, a karmic card in the reverse. Can we have a secondary grouping, please? A secondary grouping. The Queen of Pentacles. Can we have a third grouping? Thank you, Spirit. A third grouping. Two of Pentacles in the reverse. A disbalance for some of you, not all of you, of your finances. Let's look at the first grouping, which is the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. Justice is at the back of the deck. The second card of karma. The World is the third, and the Judgment is the fourth. Out of the 4, the Judgment is the most severe of karmic retribution from the divine. Second to that is Justice, the World, and then the Wheel of Fortune, in that order. And each delivers a different type of karmic retribution or karmic justice. Here, the 3 of Swords, heartbreak. Many of you are recovering from a betrayal or a heartbreak. which means that the wheel of fortune did not go well for those who caused many of you this heartbreak, which you are now recuperating or recovering. So this tells me, with the wheel of fortune in the reverse here, that the breakup or the betrayal was an injustice. And karmic retribution is going to fall on the person that caused this heartbreak to many of you Leos, which you are now recovering. Yeah, because the justice card was in the back of the deck. Some of you might be experiencing a momentary halt. You know, the Two of Wands in the reverse is lacking in direction or focus, or even staying stuck in a situation and not knowing how to move. And maybe before you do make a decision to act and move to a new direction, new experience, new people, new neighborhood, just a whole different changing scene. You have to, because it looks here with the Three of Swords in the reverse, that many of you have healed or you are in the process of healing. And if you are in the process of healing, allow the process to reach completion. Because and maybe that's why you're halting until you're sufficiently healed, right? And then seek a new direction. Also, Mercury goes retrograde tomorrow, and it's not the best time to move, relocate, or start a new beginning. So this is by the universe to stand still, Leo, and make the effort to fully recover. For some of you, not all of you. Mm-hmm. Ooh, okay. Some of you may be experiencing being left out in the cold or a devastation to your finances. The Five of Pentacles is a card of poverty. So this is serious. You can't go anywhere without money. That explains why this is in the reverse. There's lack of movement here because there's lack of finances, and you have to completely heal. If you're not completely healed, then the finances won't improve because they're linked. For some of you, not all of you. Again, some of you want to move from your community or your location. You want to relocate. You want to go to calmer waters. But you can't do this if you got no money, which is why you're halted. And maybe, again, it's a blessing in disguise because you might need more time, some of you, to sufficiently heal from this. Because you don't want to bring issues and baggages wherever you go. And broke too? No, that doesn't suit you, Leo. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. And then you have many of you are in the defense, the wounded warrior. Many of you are fighting something, going through something, which is still residue or deposit from the prior cycle that many of you have still not fully completed or consolidated. Mm-hmm. The King of Wands, which is Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries, in the reverse. This is arrogance, selfishness, egotistical, and somewhat narcissistic. So some of you might be this person, or someone you know, or someone you're thinking of, that is causing this defensive stance. So there's conflict here. And when there's conflict, it's going to automatically put a stop to your finances and your stop to movement and mobility, mentally and externally. That's a principle. And we're going into a retrograde. And if you're anxious, this is going to, the retrograde will aggravate it because, nothing moves on a retrograde. And if you make moves on a retrograde, when the planet goes direct, whatever you did during a retrograde can rescind on you. So you don't want that. Yeah. So be very careful if you have some kind of buried feelings of anger or resentment because of what you're going through, not your best light. For many of you. And for some of you. So, have faith, be patient, work out, run, do a hobby, to distract the mind from this situation, which you are, believe it or not, at the tail end of it. Okay. That's the first grouping. The second grouping, the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles is someone who's financially solvent, very good in business, and very giving and very philanthropical, devoted to charity, animals, nature, and also self-development. It is a Virgo, Capricorn, and Taurus energy. Okay. Right. The Page of Swords. Somebody is watching, gossiping, and slandering with the Page of Swords in the reverse, this Queen of Cups, for some reason. Either someone you know, someone you're thinking of, or something relating to a situation involving you and maybe a third party and this Queen of Pentacles. The Wheel of Fortune, a karmic retribution card in the reverse. So this is going against the perpetrator that's trying to or is stalking this Queen of Pentacles. So something is not going to go in someone's favor over this illegal activity, especially if there's slander and character assassination involved, which this card also indicates. Or accusations. The Knight of Wands, the Don Juan of the Zodiac. This is a young person. It could be an older person, a Knight of Wands energy, which is usually younger, a Don Juan person, rather a little bit immature, for a queen of any kind. So when you have this together, I don't get the feeling that this young person or this older person acting young in the page in the page of Page of Wands, Knight of Wands, can indicate a mismatch in maturity level, and somewhat not as responsible as someone who's put together like the Queen of Pentacles. And maybe there was some recklessness and childish acts or behaviors or a form of irresponsibility that could have potentially put distress to this Queen of Pentacles, particularly with this card here. The Page and the Knight are young energy for someone very mature and no nonsense like the Queen of Pentacles. And that's why the Wheel of Fortune is here. Maybe some of you experience someone being removed from your energy that is not carrying their weight or is kind of rather immature or childish. Meaning no harm though. but just kind of immature, childish, because it's in the upright. For some of you, not all of you. And of course, the wand is also Leo, Sagittarius, and Aries energy. Okay, the Hierophant. The Hierophant here represents traditional values, spiritual values, ecclesiastical views, and established norms, including dogmatic views. But here, it's not indicating that. Here is indicating an actual person who is a Taurus. It's in the upright, coming up next to the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. So it could mean philosophical and dogmatic views that no longer serves a purpose, either for you or someone you know or someone you're thinking of, or for this particular Queen of Pentacles. And but you see, it's in the upright. So maybe someone is holding on to outmoded views and values of a traditional nature. And maybe it's time to think outside the box and establish another form of connection with the divine, a spiritual philosophy that's non-traditionally based. And that might be the direction that some of you might need to go towards. Either you, someone you know, or someone you're thinking of. Okay, public humiliation and not being victorious. So, coming on next to the Hierophant and the Wheel of Fortune, it means that some of you might be seen as old-fashioned, old thinking, and stubborn, and kind of like being up to date with the times and the trends, which, being now in the Aquarian age, symbolizes non-traditional values. And some of you might need to make a decision to expand your level of thinking and consciousness when dealing with spiritual subjects or themes and ecclesiastical nature. Also changing your perception of philosophy, of how you see spirituality or certain dogmatic or traditional views. Some of you might need a revamping here. The Hierophant also represents government and the letter of the law. And with the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse next to it, and the Queen of Pentacles, which to me still sits in isolation, may mean that some of you might have to move out of your comfort zone and take a leap into the unknown in the world of the occult, spirituality, things that are non-traditionally based. If you do this, or you or someone you know, or someone you're thinking of, that might lead to a whole new perspective that can lead to a whole new approach in thinking and behavior, Leo. Seven of Pentacles. Many of you have done very well financially and have established a nice savings. You're financially pretty good. And that is important. It's a number 7 because it precipitates the Queen of Pentacles or the King of Pentacles. Yeah. So really, I don't see an issue here that can cause any kind of drama. I don't see no jail, incarceration, or deaths, or sickness. So you're good. You're good. This second grouping is good, even though it's not as homogeneous or linear, this reading, as I like it to be. There seems to be pockets of things here and there that can relate or may not relate. The only one here that sits kind of detached from the other cards is the Queen of Pentacles, the sits in isolation. So I was going to look at more closely why is the Queen of Pentacles here and how she fits in this equation. Okay. Let's take a closer look. These cards always get stuck together. We have here Nine of Pentacles in the reverse. The Nine of Pentacles in the reverse is a gold digging hussy, as we called it back in the day, or an opportunist, or someone who's an embezzler, is corrupt in business. The fact that it is here with the Queen of Pentacles, who sits very innocently looking at coins, in the background, there might be explaining how she got to this level. And it seems that this is a level of dishonesty, financial dishonesty, or business dealings in the background. The Nine of Wands. Someone here is a wounded warrior fighting and protecting themselves from someone you know, someone you're thinking of, or a situation which may be linked to this Page of Swords, which is slander, gossip, and stalking, with the Knight of Wands, very young energy, immature energy. Here we have the Seven of Wands, standing your ground, defending yourself, but it's in the reverse. It's very interesting because here you're not standing your ground and you're not protected. But here in the upright, the Nine of Wands, because they're both wands, this is 7, this is 9. Here you're protecting yourself and being defensive. But here it shows that you're not protected and you're not standing your ground. So to me, this suggests confusion and instability that might have been precipitated by this type of energy. Page of Swords and the Knight of Wands. You know, stalking, slander. You might not know who to trust, or whom, or from whom you may have to protect yourself from. That's what this is giving me here. Yeah, the Knight of Swords. There's aggression here. Page of Swords and then the Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords is probably next to the Five of Swords, the most violent, assault, and it's coming out here, which is interesting because there's no protection here, but there's protection here. It's like bipolar behavior, paradoxical. We have the King of Wands in the reverse. Interesting. We have the Knight of Wands, but we have the King of Wands. So it could be the same people, just the King of Wands acting in Knight of Wands energy. And this one is in the reverse. Well, this is in the upright. So there could be someone here playing games back and forth with somebody, someone you're thinking of, or a situation. And I don't get the feeling that it has anything to do with the Queen of Pentacles. This is her own separate story. Here. You have the Magician in the reverse. The Magician in the reverse is a black magician. And with the reverse King of Wands, we're talking about spell work against somebody, which is why they are defending themselves, but they're not standing their ground or protecting themselves because they may not know who it is, but they know that they're doing something to protect themselves. But here it shows no direction as to where the adversity is or where it's coming from. And here we have the Knight of Swords and the Page, both very difficult and potentially violent energies with the swords. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. One more. The King of Cups in the reverse. Someone who's cruel, cold, manipulative, carries a poker face. So this, along with the king, two kings here, wands and pentacle and cups. And then we have the Knight of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles. So we have a lot of people here. And it's giving me the feeling that there's a group here involving a group situation. And it's echoing the same themes of the prior comment cycle that just closed. So some of you are bringing this energy with you. Try not to bring it into the new year and find a resolve to the situation. Mm-hmm. Someone is a thief and a liar and very manipulative. Again, it comes out next to this Queen of Pentacles that seems very innocent, but behind the scenes of this person's background, there's treachery, deceit, and potential betrayal. It's the Seven of Swords is another very difficult card. Mm-hmm. It's interesting because for this type of negativity, you would think that she will come out in the reverse, but she's in the upright. So maybe this is something that's happening to her by the King of Wands and the King of Cups, both in the reverse. People that she may know. But I get the feeling with the Seven of Wands in reverse and the Nine of Wands in the upright that she's confused or may not know who it is, where it's coming from. But she's still taking steps to defend herself. Through prayer, affirmation, but not against any particular person, because I don't think the person is aware of who it is, where the energy is coming from. But it's definitely with the upright Seven of Swords, there's been some kind of a betrayal, a theft, and lying, and setting somebody up to set up. There's the Knight of Swords again, with the Seven of Swords. So there's somebody here, either someone you know, someone you're thinking of, or this could be even you, that's a bad enemy to somebody. Potentially this Queen of Pentacles. Oh, it just gets better, doesn't it? We have the Ace of Swords in the reverse. Treachery, lies, deceit. With the Knight of Swords, equally worse. With the Seven of Swords, just bad. And then the Page of Swords. A lot of swords here. So there's definitely some drama going on here. Definitely, you'll bring into this anaphase issues of the prior cycle. And it doesn't seem to be reaching a resolve. It seems to be increasing, escalating. This is a lot of swords. The Queen of Swords. Wow. The Queen of Swords in the upright, though, is someone who is just and speaks their truth, speaks their mind, cutthroat, holds no punches, and takes no prisoners. So it's very confusing. This is the first time I've ever, in my 55 years, been a little bit on the fence. Because who's who? Both are in the upright. Yet the Ace of Swords, which is the Ace of the Swords, is in the reverse. There's lie, treachery, deception from somebody. This could be you, or someone you know, or someone you're thinking of. This reading is inconclusive. Guys, be careful and please try your best to resolve any issues from the prior cycle so that you don't have this kind of quandary into the new cycle. Okay, the last grouping is the Two of Pentacles in the reverse, financial instability for some of you. Now, review. Let's see what's going on here. I guess if I created more cards and did a larger spread, I would figure out what's going on. But that would take too much time. I usually do readings in a particular time frame. And I don't embellish on the cards and go into giving stories and soliloquies like many tarot readers do on YouTube. I tell you what's in the cards, that's it. Straight shooter. Many of you lacking in direction or stuck, not being able to move. And of course, that makes sense because if the finances are unstable, you can't do really anything. It limits your freedom. Money is freedom. The Emperor in the reverse. So there's somebody here that is very angry, full of rage, somewhat cruel, and is temporarily stuck because the Emperor in the reverse is giving me that he's the one, either he or you or someone you know or someone you're thinking of, that's in a kind of stuck situation. They cannot move. And part of it is because there's a disbalance in the finances. Either you or someone you're thinking of is defending themselves and standing their ground. To me, it is this Emperor in the reverse who is protecting himself, defending himself, standing his ground because he's been halted and now he's stuck like an animal that's cornered. And because there's no finance, he has no choice but to face the fight and stand his ground and see his situation through. For some of you, not all of you, yeah, this person is stuck, mentally stuck or bound. The Eight of Swords also represents prison time. This Emperor, or either you or someone you know or someone you're thinking of, might go to prison. And this will put an end to your finances, to you, someone you know, or someone you're thinking of. There's the Star card here. The Star card here represents a principle, but it doesn't match this spread. So this is giving me the feeling that this is an actual person, someone who is in the public spotlight, a celebrity, a media star, on YouTube, TikTok, OnlyFans, Facebook. Somebody has a platform here and seems to be very stable and very popular. Next to the Eight of Swords, someone might have been mentally stuck, this person here, for a minute, and may have released themselves from a binding situation. And this Emperor in the reverse, who's stuck and having financial issues, might have been the perpetrator in causing a temporary disbalance or confusion to somebody else who is the star, Aquarius energy. The Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. This is lack of judgment, poor judgment, lazy irresponsibility when it comes to finances, or squandering of finances with the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. The slowest moving key in tarot, and it represents Taurus. And this is a bad investment too. An investment gone wrong, gone awry, which might have caused financial losses, which explains the Two of Pentacles, which it symbolizes financial instability due to bad investment or wrong financial choices. But it doesn't seem to connect with the star. So let's look at more closely the star of Aquarius and see if it gives us a little more information. Again with the star, really? Please. The world. The world is another karmic retribution card, which is in the reverse. So the star card is not indicating in this instance a person, but a wish fulfillment. With the world in the reverse, this wish fulfillment that probably belongs to this reverse emperor did not occur. There's a karma here, and the world, which represents karmic retribution, is not bringing a wish fulfillment to somebody, either someone you know, someone you're thinking of, or a situation. I'm getting that it's this emperor in the reverse that's not getting what he wants. Mm-hmm. Okay. Someone has to defend themselves. And this could be standing their ground and defending themselves, maybe from the authorities, because this is jail time, prison time. Maybe something was done, again, an impropriety here, some bad investment, or maybe stealing money, causing an imbalance. Maybe some kind of illegal activity has been done here. Person can move, it's stuck to a wands in the reverse. The King of Swords in the reverse. And this is giving me Emperor energy, right? So, and the Emperor is in the reverse. So the Emperor is in his King of Swords in the reverse energy, which is very angry, narcissistic, full of rage. And what can get an Emperor in this state could be fear of being exposed and also not obtaining what they want, which is somehow related to money and the bad management or usement or investment of it, causing personal financial instability. And here we have the star. So it's a confirmation that this anger and rage is because they did not get something that they were probably expecting, that backfired and now caused them to be in some kind of legal bind. And this may resonate for some of you, not all of you. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. 4 more. 2 of Cups. This is related to some kind of relationship. Some kind of relationship. Here we have the Queen of Swords in the upright. Someone who's a cutthroat, takes no punches and holds no prisoners and delivers it like it is. And this might have been a relationship with this emperor gone awry. So there's a Two of Cups here. Both are very intense energies. And this is giving me some kind of irreconcilable differences or conflicts of interest, which has to do with issues from the prior cycle that just closed. The Four of Swords. The Four of Swords is restlessness, fear, nervousness, and depression. Coming out with the Queen of Swords, either she feels that way or she's causing somebody to feel this way, which I believe that's what it is with the Emperor in the reverse. He's ruffled, unsettled, because the Queen of Swords is in the upright. The Four of Wands. The Four of Wands is foundation. It's in the reverse. So for someone's foundation has been stripped from its core. This could also mean a home. Someone could be losing a home or having to move out of a home because they can't pay the mortgage, the bills, because there's a lack or a trouble with finances. This is something that was echoed in the last cycle. So this is definitely what it is. And the star wish fulfillment is they didn't get it. They didn't save their relationship with the Two of Cups in the reverse, the Four of Wands in the reverse, the home, the family, the foundation in the reverse. So this is being brought to its core. This can also mean financial foundation too, caused due to bad investment, precipitating a disbalance in the finances and some kind of conflict of interest in which one has to defend themselves, one is stuck, and there was probably some kind of illegal activity that can lead someone into some kind of prison time, jail time. All right. It feels messy, Leo. For some of you, not all of you. So, you got my prayers. I wish you a lot of luck in resolving this situation. I hope that some of you are able to resolve it before we begin the new cycle. Guys, please donate. Please give. 347-485-6258, which is ZELLE or Cash App, Fernando, FERNA, the number 5, NDO. And you can always call for a personal reading, 281-690-8825. That's 281-690-8825. Guys, I hope this resonates.